Joining me now is Armen Kurdian, retired Navy captain and U.S. and international government policy analyst. It is so hard to hear these stories of loss, of pain, of grief, of hope that people like Adva are holding on to. Let's start with the hostages and how much more complicated the situation becomes with now 199 possible hostages in Hamas captivity.
Absolutely, Marni. These hostages, they're going to be dispersed all over the Gaza Strip. And what makes it even more challenging is this is a very dense urban scenario. So a lot of these buildings, they could be hiding in buildings. A lot of them are probably underground in small pockets. So it's a number of issues. The IDF obviously wants to go in and clear out Hamas, but if they start taking out targets, are they going to accidentally take out hostages? And on top of that, Hamas has threatened to kill hostages if the IDF goes in. It's a terrible situation, but Hamas has already shown that they have no proclivity for protecting human life, not even the lives of their own Palestinian citizens that they ostensibly are there to protect. I'm sure Israel is doing everything that they can, and I would hope that the United States is helping with overhead imagery, with drones and electromagnetic surveillance, maybe even some operators on the ground to provide the IDF as much intelligence as we can as to where these hostages might be.
How difficult, though, is it to defeat Hamas, which is a terrorist group, yes, but also more of a movement?
Well, from a military perspective, right now, what the IDF has to do is they have to end Hamas as we know it. There's no more going back to the status quo. But your point is well taken. They are dispersed. They don't provide concentrated targets. They're not a standing army, even though they have about 25,000 fighters, let's call them fighters, terrorists, under arms, with weapons, with logistic support, with communications abilities. It is a very, very challenging scenario. And the only way the IDF is going to be able to get them is when they go in, they're going to have to go house to house, and they're going to have to control this territory. They're not going to want to occupy it over the long term. But the only way to ensure that you get them is literally block by block and pushing them out and cutting them off and killing them before they can maybe escape into Egypt, escape by boat off the coast. And I would hope our carrier strike groups would be there to catch them and alert the IDF if that starts to happen.
Right now, a second strike group as a deterrent in the Mediterranean Sea. Will you address the situation that we're seeing at the Rafah crossing right now? So many people from Gaza trying to flee. What is your read on this imminent threat?
It's amazing that for decades the Arab countries have done nothing but virtue signal for the Palestinian people. And here they are. They need to get out because of Israel's imminent invasion, and nobody wants to take any of the Palestinians. You know, the Arabs really have, as far as I can see, no love for Palestinians insofar as except when it comes to digging at Israel. But, you know, it's not even the Arab countries. Hamas themselves are saying, no, stay in your place. Don't go. They want this imagery of civilians being killed and targeted because it engenders sympathy for them. That's the kind of people that they are. But, you know, if we could get some ambassadors in place for Lebanon, Israel, and Egypt, we need to work with them. Egypt needs to start taking in some refugees and some civilians, and they need to be vetted to make sure that Hamas terrorists are not also infiltrating and exiting the country with the rest of these civilians. But if we can get these civilians out, if they will let them out, which will help make the IDF's job a little easier, and who knows, maybe that's part of the reason the Arab countries don't want the civilians to leave as well. They need to get out. Egypt needs to let them out, and they need to be vetted so that the IDF can go in and end Hamas as we know it.
Captain Armen Kurdian, thank you for your time and perspective. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.